Story 1. I feel like the way my brain processes things is quite unique. It can be frustrating at times because few people really seem to see things from my perspective. Meanwhile, I am usually very good at understanding where others are coming from and what they are trying to say. I am also extremely empathetic, which I think must be connected. There is just something so beautiful about being human. I love it. Story 2. The way I like to make everyone feel included is by treating people the way I wish I had been treated. Story 3. My resilience and recovery have been remarkable. From ages 16 to 21, I was addicted to heroin through intravenous use. I lost everything, literally everything. At 21, I ended up on life support and woke up weeks later. At 23, I bought my first car, and at 25, I purchased my first house. Now, at 27, I own a successful recovery nonprofit, 2 sober living houses, and I have obtained my license as a substance use counselor. I love my drive and I love myself. Story 4. I believe I have a degree of self-awareness and I enjoy making small improvements each day. I also appreciate being able to help others. Story 5. I am effortlessly kind to people in public. If someone's outfit is cute, I can't help but tell them. I compliment mothers on how sweet their children are. I smile at everyone I make eye contact with. I rush to help anyone in need. I engage in conversation with cashiers and always remember to say, please and thank you. I'd like to think I am making the world a better place by being kind. And even if I'm not, at least I may have made someone's day a little brighter. Story 6. I wake up every day and put my kids first, even through the grief of losing a loved one or processing my husband's infidelity. My kids are always my priority. Story 7. I have my flaws, as we all do. However, I have reached a point in life where I genuinely love myself. Unconditionally. I am truly remarkable. Story 8. I believe my most defining social characteristic is that I am disarming to people. I often hear that I am easy to open up to. Even people I barely know seem to feel comfortable in my presence quickly. Being seen as safe or as someone you can confide in, even if we are not close, makes me proud. However, I do not like myself and feel that I exist solely out of obligation to my loved ones. Therefore, I try to live in a manner that benefits others. I go about my day with the intention of making the cashier laugh, bringing a smile to my niece, and providing whatever warmth I can to anyone I interact with. Allowing someone the moment to share their thoughts openly is the pinnacle of this lifestyle, in my opinion. Story 9. Empathy is something I appreciate in my interactions with others, even if I don't feel it for myself all the time. I enjoy being able to write and dream. Story 10. I work with hospice and am able to take people with a 2 to 3 month life expectancy and make them comfortable and pampered enough to add years to their life. Story 11. My ability to focus on each day and not get overwhelmed by the future is improving, but it is still challenging. Story 12. I am a skilled writer. I pour my heart and soul into my books, and I take great pride in saying it is what I enjoy the most. Even though my newest project is causing me some distress, I remain dedicated to my craft. Story 13. My artistic abilities. I am dating the perfect guy, and he says it is his favorite thing about me, so I will take it. Story 14. I quickly acquire new skills, especially creative ones. I also have well-shaped ears. That is all. Story 15. I can always initiate an engaging conversation that encourages people to talk and laugh in a social setting. I help facilitate discussions and ensure they flow smoothly. Story 16. My personality reflects my belief that I am generally a good person. I try to be kind to everyone, even if they are being unkind, because you never know what a person is going through. I also express what is on my mind, and I do not let others take advantage of me. I consider myself both an introvert and an extrovert. Some days I can be very outgoing, and other days I tend to be more reserved, which balances out. Story 17. I am charismatic and outgoing, with a wit that allows me to be quick with humor and make people laugh. I feel like I am decent looking, not beautiful or ugly. Story 18. In all honesty, I don't think I have one thing about myself that I like. My physical appearance is awful. I dislike everyone except my son and husband. I feel fat, unattractive, and miserable, but I'm okay with that. I suppose that's a good thing. I just accept what is. Story 19. Physically, despite being made fun of for it, I have a big chest and butt. Mentally, I appreciate that I can make myself happy when I need to. My smile seems to make others happy as well. Story 20. The only good quality I possess is my ability to recognize my mistakes and attempt to rectify them. Although it remains evident that I make errors from time to time, I can quickly recover and take action. Additionally, I have near-perfect focus at times. Coupled with discipline, this is a valuable trait. I also have empathy and compassion for nearly everything. I dislike causing harm unless it is absolutely necessary. Story 21. I am always a carefree person who goes with the flow. However, people say that I am boring and will not achieve anything in life. I just laughed at them and said nothing. Story 22. Who I am as a person, I know that if I met someone like me, we would either be best friends or partners. However, if I met someone like me, I would likely never know, because I do not put myself out there romantically or otherwise. Story 23. I plan first, then I take action. Not everything, just important and significant tasks. I am also a kind person. I do not get angry easily. I think rationally. Story 24. My care for animals is truly the thing my heart feels softest for. There is not a single creature for which I do not have compassion or fascination, and I could never imagine treating an animal the way some do. Story 25. I appreciate that others appreciate me. It helps me feel better about myself and reminds me that I am not as terrible as I sometimes think. Story 26. I love everything about myself. God made no mistakes, although we all have sinned and fallen short. I say that humbly because I love the Lord, and I know He doesn't create anything outside of His will. Story 27. I have been really lucky throughout my life. I may not be the luckiest person in the world, and I am not rich or anything close, but I feel truly happy with my life, all things considered. Story 28. That the darkness hasn't stolen my kindness. I love that I am gentle, and even when my world is crashing, I still manage to remain soft while fighting my battles. Story 29. I'm glad I'm still alive. I know I'm not the strongest person, and I've had many regrets and problems, but I never let my suicidal thoughts take over. I refuse to let myself become that selfish. Story 30. I can find the silver lining in everything, no matter how difficult the situation is. There is always something to learn from it. Story 31. I have long, thick, and healthy hair that people often compliment. I work hard for what I have and try my best to keep going, no matter what happens. Story 32. I am completely self-sufficient emotionally. I do not need any validation or attention. They do not really affect me, so I am difficult to manipulate. Some might say I am emotionally unavailable and stubborn. Story 33. Integrity. I do the right thing by people. I am the person who won't date your ex, even though she has shown interest in me. I will not look at or interfere with your phone if you leave it unattended. I remember the favor you did for me, even if it was years ago. If I say I am going to do something, I will do it, and if I say I will be somewhere, I will be there without any excuses. Story 34. I have a strong ability to notice when someone or something is wrong, such as when someone is struggling with a personal issue. Story 35. What I like is also what I dislike. I pay attention and notice the details. I complete tasks efficiently, but I also worry about everything and overthink every decision. Story 36. I never take no for an answer. I am always experimenting and learning new things, which helps me add passive income streams consistently. Story 37. I shouldn't be the person I am given my upbringing and history, but I make an effort, almost compulsively, to spread good in the world with the limited means I have. I will admit, though, it's becoming challenging lately. Story 38. I have a strong sense of justice and the ability to empathize with people and animals. I am open-minded and willing to change my perspective when presented with evidence that contradicts my beliefs. I also possess creativity and resourcefulness. Story 39. Put everyone else first. It is both a blessing and a curse. It helped me build great friendships and reach certain opportunities. On the other hand, it caused me to miss some chances and often led to being overlooked. Story 40. I am incredibly resilient and can handle life's downs with strength. I am currently going through a tough time, but for some reason, my mind and soul thrive on it, and I usually bounce back even stronger. Most people would crumble under my circumstances, and I appreciate myself for not being like that. Story 41. I ask cashiers, receptionists, customer support technicians, and janitors how their day is going. I do this not to make small talk, but because I genuinely care. Story 42. I am very capable. Part of that is my ability to compartmentalize, so even if I am upset about something, I can set it aside and focus on my goals. I set rigid boundaries and have a tendency toward independence. This makes me an asset in many situations, especially because even if I do not particularly want to step up and lead, I will if no one else does, as I find it exasperating to lack a plan. I definitely give classic oldest daughter energy. Story 43. I can be extremely passionate when I am feeling it, and I love that feeling because it helps me excel in art and poetry. However, it is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain that love as time goes on. Story 44. My true devotion to protecting myself mentally is unwavering. I am not self-centered, but when it comes to avoiding unnecessary pain and suffering, I will not compromise. It is surprising how many people do not recognize the importance of safeguarding their psychological peace and stability. I will prioritize this every time. Story 45. I genuinely think most people would have given up by now if they had a life like mine, and I haven't, so go me. Story 46. I help people feel better about themselves as a career and genuinely love it when they begin making positive changes and have a better outlook on life. Story 47. I feel like I can enjoy things easily and have a contagious laugh. I like to think I make things more fun. I am great at small talk, so I happily take the lead when it's needed and my friends do not want to. I also try to ensure my quieter friends are heard in a group. If they try to say something but get talked over unintentionally, I make sure to give them the opportunity to speak. Story 48. I like my eyelashes. They are really long. When I wear makeup, girls ask me if I have fake ones. I proudly answer, no, they are real. I do not like my weakness. Often, I am sensitive and not strong enough for confrontation. Story 49. I like that I stand up for what I believe. Some people admire this, however, others dislike it. Story 50. Being a functional disgrace that struggles with conforming yet has literally raised the best family ever. Story 51. My ability to rationalize and relativize everything allows me to view situations from an observational perspective based on factual information. This applies to small things like high-pressure moments at work, as well as major life-altering events, such as the passing of my mother. I do experience urgency, emotions, and grief, and I process these feelings. I feel emotional at times, often many times. With my attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, I tend to feel emotions strongly. However, in many cases, it doesn't impact my actions or responses since I unconsciously manage to relativize the situation. When my mother died, I immediately thought about how I still had a father left, which not everyone could say, and how her death made factual sense. Lung cancer after a lifetime of smoking. I didn't act out negatively, blame people, or blame life itself, because my mind quickly accepted the reality. This was not some dramatic story or external factors working against me. It was an illness that stemmed partly from bad luck and partly from lifestyle choices. I feel sad because I miss her and have gone through grief. However, I don't feel sad or angry at anything or anyone because of the fact that it happened. This was my essay. I hope it makes sense. Thank you for reading. Story 52. I'm straightforward with most people and not afraid to tell them things. That's why I'm a security officer, and I appreciate that about myself. I don't like people pushing me around. Story 53. I can turn off my emotions when I am exceptionally angry. It is surprisingly useful. Otherwise, my brain would have already fried itself many times. Story 54. I'm pretty funny. I'm not really the type to brag, but I know how to get a room laughing. Story 55. My ability to set aside my feelings and challenges to be there for someone I love. Story 56. My independence. I am very comfortable with my own company and doing my own thing. In turn, it has made me confident and unshakable. I never realized how priceless that is in life. Story 57. I completed chemotherapy and 5 surgeries in the past 11 months, while remaining positive and productive. Story 58. I am a deep thinker and have the ability to read someone's mind just by talking to them or observing them. I also possess the skill to think logically about various subjects, though it is not something I enjoy very much. Story 59. I know it's hilarious, but I like my long arms, which are longer than average, and they are very practical for reaching high places. The only inconvenient thing about them is that it's hard to find clothes that fit my shoulders and arms. Even the largest sizes have short sleeves for me. Story 60. My vasectomy has made the world better, and I'm grateful for the moral strength to prevent more of myself. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.